Hello everyone and welcome to my YouTube channel. I have a series of videos here for you guys that is going to span the years of Connie Lowe's doll making. So what's happening is I am helping a 90-year-old friend of mine. She has decided to downsize her collection, and when she asked me about it, I said I would be honored to help you, but I would need you to send me all the dolls, because for me to sell and kind of ship and move things along, I need to have them in my possession. So she sent me her entire collection, and y'all, she has everything. I'm talking about from Winona all the way up to Beatrice, which is the newest sculpt that's been released. There we've got Ernestine and Hattie coming later this year. So she's got everything. It was such a treat for me as both a doll collector, and I like to consider myself a little bit of a doll historian. I like to learn the history of artists and the history of dolls in general. That's like one of my passions. And so it was really exciting for me to be able to handle all of these dolls that were created by Connie Lowe and see them up close and personal. So what I did is I took each doll, I photographed them, I made a short video, and that's what we're going to see here in this video. Then I packaged them up and got them ready to ship out, because when you're dealing with 50 dolls, it's much easier to kind of go through them that way. I would also like to say this is not the kind of thing you come away from unscathed. So I chose some dolls to buy myself. This is the first one that I'm going to show you guys, because the three stages, I probably should have said this first, but the three stages, the way I'm doing this is we're going to do earlier sculpts. In the first stage, I'm going to release those for sale first, and I'm going to do that in this video first. Stage 2 is going to be Lulu and Friends. Now, Lulu is an earlier sculpt, but I want to do Lulu and Friends separately, because Lulu's kind of, or some of the bigger Lulu's on the same body as like Marta and Lizzie and Epi, and Pooey is one of Lulu's friends, so I thought I'd do those separately. And then last, stage 3, is going to be the Stella and family dolls, and those will come later down the road. I'm trying to kind of divide them up to make the job a little bit easier on myself. But anyway, so from the stage 1, the earlier sculpts, I have always been a huge fan of the sprockets, and there's going to be a lot of sprockets for sale. I think she had one of every single sprocket. And I was going through her COAs, and there was the COA for Grimm. I have been wanting a Grimm for a very long time, just haven't found one. Haven't really asked around for it, but I've been like keeping my eyes peeled for one. And I saw the COA for Grimm, but I didn't find the Grimm in the box of dolls, and I was like, man, I would have bought that one if I'd found it. At the very bottom of the very last box, as I was going through it, I found her. And I'm buying her, I'm adding her to my collection. Just look at the freckling on her. It's incredible. I love her face. I have 3 other sprockets already. I would like to eventually have them all. I just can't buy them all at one time, because it's a huge expenditure, but she is getting added to my collection. So yeah, it's a little bit dangerous doing something like this when you collect dolls and you also love the artists that you're helping to rehome that specific collection. But this is a great opportunity for you guys as collectors as well to get some of those early sculpts that maybe you weren't collecting Connie's dolls at that time. I know I didn't go to my first doll show that there were BJDs until 2014, and you might have heard my history before. Connie was there, and I saw her dolls, and I just fell in love with BJDs ever since that show. So the rest is pretty much history. But this is going to be the video about the early sculpts. So I'm going to go through, I'm going to do voiceover because I've already done the video. So we're going to go from here to a voiceover and show you guys the different dolls and what's going to be available for sale. Now, I will be selling them on my personal Facebook page, but if you're watching this video and you want to purchase something, you can also message me on Instagram. Now, keep in mind, they may not keep up with each other. Some of these dolls are going to be more popular than others. That's just the way it goes in doll collecting, so I'm just letting you know. I'm going to release them for sale on my Facebook page tomorrow, Saturday, May the 17th, I think today's the 16th, around noon Eastern time. So I'm going to post them up for sale there. But I wanted you guys to be able to see this video to see what's happening. I also want to go over a couple of little tips and reminders real quick in terms of the sales. So for shipping is not included with any of the purchase price. If you're domestic, aka in the United States, that's where I'm at, it's going to be USPS, and I ship on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays, USPS. If you are international, which I happily ship international, okay, I will declare, because I am requiring payment, friends and family, or Zelle. I don't know if international uses Zelle, probably not, but because I require payment, friends and family, I'll declare what you want me to on the customs form, but I am requiring UPS shipping. And that's going to be a flat fee of $150. Now, if the difference is more than $5, I will refund you. I shipped a big Stella Family doll to Australia like 2 weeks ago, and it was like $147. So I think $150 will cover it worldwide, because Australia is pretty much like the furthest country from me. But if it ends up to be like $120, I'll refund you the $30. The reason for that is I use the mailroom at my work, because we get really good UPS rates, but I have to pay them cash on the spot for the shipping, so I need to have the cash ahead of time. I can't like put it on my card and then, you know, anyway. All right, I can combine shipping in some cases. So if you're like wanting 2 sprockets, I can probably I've already boxed them individually, but I can open a box and put 2 in one box, and in some cases I can do that. There's going to be situations where I won't be able to combine shipping, but if you have a request like that, just send me a message and ask me, either on Instagram or on Facebook. Now the payments, like I said, they're all via PayPal, friends and family, or if you're in the US, you can use Zelle. I'll also take a personal check, but personal check, I'm going to hold it 20 days. Like, I'm going to deposit and I'm going to wait 20 days before I ship your doll. So just keep that in mind if you want to write a personal check. I just have to be sure nothing happens with it. In the video, you're going to see a lot of doll stands. Well, you're not going to see a lot of them. It's like 3 that I've rotated around. The stands are not included. These are my stands that I've used to put the dolls up to make the videos. Also, there's a spreadsheet that I'm going to post along with the sales, where there's different columns on the spreadsheet. It'll show you link to photos, it'll show you the asking price, it'll tell you the doll, it'll tell you the item number, and then it says has COA, has original wrap. Most of these dolls have a COA, some do not. They're all 100%, they're all 100% authentic. I tried to say percent and authentic together. They're all 100% authentic. This lady, I know her very well. She's a good friend. She has been to all the doll shows, okay? She has ordered from, she has been one of Connie's #1 supporters, biggest fans for years. So don't worry about authenticity if it doesn't come with a COA. I guarantee personally, I would not be putting my reputation on the line to sell something that I did not believe was authentic. And in a lot of cases, we don't have the original wraps. She tried to send wraps, so there may be wraps that came with other dolls. You may recognize some of them. I recognize some Forever Virginia wraps in there. And you may recognize, like, it may not have a wrap at all. And if it doesn't have a wrap at all, I've tried to make like a bubble wrap bunting for the doll. So they are very carefully packed. Everything will be shipped fully insured in the U.S. Now, if you're international, UPS is very, reputable. So you should be fine, but I did very, very carefully package everything. So on some of the older dolls is another point. The older dolls especially may have yellowed resin. So like, she's mellowed out a little bit. She's not as bright, you know, cream colored as she used to be. I don't consider that a defect, because that's just something that happens with older cream resins. These dolls that I'm going to be showing you today go back to 2012. So some of these girls are teenagers already, okay? And I don't consider that a defect. Another thing I don't consider a defect is loose stringing. That happens, again, with older dolls especially. So a lot of these older dolls, they're going to have loose stringing. I don't consider that a defect on the doll. So I've tried to mention it where it was really noticeable, but if I failed to mention it, I don't consider that a defect. Just please bear in mind that with older dolls, you may have yellowing resin, you may have loose stringing, and the other thing is unglued magnets. I removed the head caps of every single doll so that I could take a picture if they were signed inside. Some of them are not signed inside. That's like some of the older dolls are not signed in the head caps, but I wanted to take pictures of the insides, and some of the magnets have come unglued. That happens to even my new dolls. I never re-glue them. I just leave them because they normally, the head cap stays on anyway, but I also don't consider that a defect, okay? So those are 3 items that especially happen on the older dolls. I don't consider them defects. To purchase, you could either comment sold on the item, and then you can message me your email, not your email address, your physical address if you're in the United States, so that I can get you a shipping quote. If you're international, just add that $150 on to your price. That's going to be your price. And again, if your shipping comes out to be less, I will refund you. I don't hold, no holds. I've been recently burned on a hold that I held for somebody that didn't follow through, so I'm not doing any holds on these dolls. So if you comment sold and I don't hear from you, you know, for 6 hours and somebody else wants to buy, I'm going to go ahead and move to the next person, because my #1 goal is to get her, you know, her dolls sold and get the money into her hands. That is my goal as her trusted partner in doing this. Now, if the item doesn't sell initially, we will open it up for offers. So I am trying to get her market value for her dolls. I want to get her, you know, she's been a long time collector, and it's, you know, painful to have to downsize. I want to get her market value for the dolls. So I am listing them initially at what I feel is the best value for the doll. But if they are still available after a week or so, we will be open to offers. So just keep that in mind. If you see the price and you think, wow, she really priced that high, well, we'll open it up to offers in a little bit. So I'm just trying to do the best that I can do as a doll lover. So anyway, those are just the points to keep in mind. Now we're going to go over to the computer, and I'm going to show you guys the videos of the first, I think it's 18 dolls. Is it 18 or is it more than 18? I think it might be like 25 of the earlier sculpts. I'm so excited about this, especially the sprockets. I love the sprockets. Actually, I love them all, but I really love sprockets. So let's jump over to the computer and look at those. First up, we have Winona, and this is Connie's first sculpt, if I'm not mistaken. And one thing I really like about this doll is the dark shading she has around her eyes. You can see in the eye wells here how dark it is. And that's a signature style of hers, that dark shading also around the nose and mouth. This is her little outfit, and I just wanted to show off her little hands because they're so cute and dainty in my opinion. And her whole outfit here, you see she's got boots. She's also got she's number 118. So I think she was a pre-order perhaps. But she's really, really cute and just a great piece of doll history if you really love Connie's dolls. I want to say that the inside of her head cap is not signed, and that's why I don't show it here, but she is a great original doll to have. Next up, we have Annette, and this was from Modern Doll 2014. Now, she was designed in tribute to Annette Goudreau, and the theme of that year's event was Sisters. And she is a 20-inch tall doll, and one of the earlier sculpts, like I said, from 2014, which is still 11 years old. This is her original outfit. She's kind of long and lean and tall. She's got her whole original outfit. She does have her COA. And she's also, I'm pretty sure, not signed inside her head cap. But I love the way her face is painted. I just really love the dark tones that Connie uses for shading. I think she looks so cute. And what a great opportunity to have this doll and add her to your collection. Now, she is a little yellow and she is a little loosely strung. You can see there she is unsigned. Next up, we have another Annette sculpt. If I had to guess, this was probably the centerpiece doll in 2014 for this event, because she's brunette and she's got a red dress, but the style is very similar. You got the Peter Pan collar, you got the big bow at the neck, you got the ballet flats. Here's her COA. It is also signed by Paulette, so I think that's very sweet. And she's, again, 20 inches tall. This one is a little yellow. She is a little loose, as older dolls are. Again, she's 11 years old. Is that right? Yeah, 11 years old. Trying to do quick math here in my head. And you can see here that she's also unsigned. So these earlier dolls were not signed. Now this is Muddle. Oh my gosh. This is the best example of a Muddle doll I have ever seen, ever. I love this doll so much. I wish I could buy her. Look at her teeth. I love her teeth. And she is done as Red Riding Hood. So she was a one of a kind. She came with a bat. I'm just showing her hands off here, the little hand spread. I kind of love that because I feel like it's really expressive. And you can also see that Connie's done some of the dark shading there on the nails. Also lift up her skirt and kind of show you she's got some little bloomers underneath. She's got striped socks. She's got her polka dot boots. I just love this doll. Here she is with her hood up. Done as Red Riding Hood. Again, this is the best example of a model that I have seen. She is a little yellow. She is a little loose. Just to point that out. But my gosh, this doll is phenomenal. And look at that face. Oh, I just love it so much. It's such a great sculpt. And she assigned one-of-a-kind model inside her head cap. So you can see that there. Now, this is Twig. I'm going to say this again. Best example of a twig I have ever seen. This collector, you know, she, like I said, went to every doll show. She had her pick of the bunch every time. Look at the freckling on this doll. I cannot get over how beautiful this face-up is. You've got that dark, deep kind of shading with almost a rosy hint. And then also her hands are shaded, so I want to show that off. She's got those very expressive hands too. I believe her and Muddle share a body, so I think they are the same size. Doll. I think they're about 19 inches, 20 inches. And there's her boots and her polka dot tights. Again, just look, she's got a look at that face. I just love it so much. I really think she's the best twig I have ever seen. She does have her COA here, and you can see she's signed by Connie there. So again, most of the COAs here, and there's inside her head cap, one of a kind. Next up, we've got a tan Olga. Now, she has a really beautiful face up. I'm going to talk about the dark shading a lot because I just love it so much. Above her lip there on the other side, there is a slight flake of paint missing. I tried to point that out in the photos as well, so make sure you take a look at the photos when you get those. But her dress is really nice. I'm not sure if it's her original dress or not. If it's not, it's very professionally made. She has her original shoes. She's got tights. She does have her COA, and she is just such a special doll. Now, inside her head, you can see she's one of a kind, so she is signed. This is Sasha. Now, this is a special 3-doll set. 3 dolls come with this set. First of all, I love her freckling. I love when Connie does freckles. It doesn't seem like she does them all that often, but when she does, they're amazing. Even her neck and chest have a little bit of freckling there, as you can see. Now, these 3 dolls came as a set at a show, so you also get a pocket sprocket here that comes similarly dressed. You see they got the turquoise polka dots situation going on there. Look, her hands are freckled too. Let me point that out as we're going. She's just so amazing. I believe her outfit, I'm pretty sure, yeah, is 100% original. And she also came with the littlest Lulu. This is like the 8-inch size Lulu that was dressed in turquoise. And she actually has a little charm, like a Kentucky Derby charm on, because that was one of the things about Lulu, one of her stories. But this was a 3-doll set, and they are sold as a 3-doll set. So you get all 3 dolls with these. And there's Lulu's head cap signed. Here is the Pocket Sprocket's head cap signed. And then Sasha's head cap signed. So you can see those there. Now we've got the Sprockets. This is Frazzle. Now most of these Sprockets do not have their original outfits. Look at that freckling. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. I do not think, well, maybe this outfit's original. This one might be original on Frazzle. It's hard to tell. I'm not 100% sure. All of the sprockets are pretty loose and they have yellowed. And now on some of them, I forgot to mention this, silicone earplugs may have been used to help hold wigs on. I'm also not considering that a defect, but I've tried to mention it where the silicone earplugs got into the wig a little bit. I don't think it did on her, but I just wanted to point it out because I just thought about it. But this is Frazzle. Gosh, I love her. Isn't she just... I would love to bring her home too. Now, there's the inside of her head cap, one of a kind Frazzle, so you guys, and you see the silicone there. All right, this is Glum, and Glum is such a sweetie. Now, I did forget to do the inside of her head cap. She's the only one I think I actually forgot to do, but she is really beautifully shaded. Her wig could use a little bit of taming. This is definitely... I don't want to say definitely, but I'm 95% sure this is not her original outfit. She's been redressed. Now, they are professionally made outfits, but not her original. And you can see she also has tennis shoes. But she does have her certificate of authenticity, so that's nice. Now, you'll notice the sprockets have 2 different hand styles. She's got the more open hands and not the little pointer hand and the clasped hand, just to point that out. So that is Glum. Now we are up to Marvel. I love her face. Is it not so sweet? It reminds me of Marta. I wonder if that's supposed to be the case, if they're supposed to be a real similar sculpt. I just thought of that. Anyway, again, redress. Now you can see her hand style's a little different. She's got like her hands are a little like clasped in and they're not spread out. So you got the pointer finger there and the clasped in hand. Now, again, her outfit is professionally made. It's a really nice outfit. It's just not going to be her original outfit that she would have come dressed in. But it's super cute. She does have a little pair of bloomers on. Those might be original. The little bloomers might be her original ones. But I love Marvel's face. Got a COA with her. She's just super sweet. And she is signed one of a kind Marvel inside her head. Now we've got Meek. And I'm sorry, I messed up the camera. I did portraits and a landscape here. But Meek is also, she's really well painted, I think. She's got like a more of a subtle, sweet look. Again, not her original outfit, pretty sure. But she's just a super cutie. I really, really cannot get over how cute all the sprockets are. I really love them. And they're all so unique and they're so expressive. Like, look, and she comes with her COA as well. So that's Meek. Meek is a good way to describe her. Her little face is kind of Meek looking. This is Frump. Now, Frump's head was sculpted by Gayla, Connie's daughter. This is one of the prettiest Frumps I've ever seen. Her painting is really soft. And she's dressed in this really cute outfit, which I'm pretty sure is not her original outfit. But she comes with this beret. The whole, like, look, the beret, the soft painting, the little pigtails sticking out from the beret. I think this is, again, the pretty. I have a Frump, and I love my Frump. My Frump is in tan. This girl is in cream, or she might be called pale. One of a kind. She is one of the prettiest ones I've ever seen. All right. Glee. This is the other sprocket. If I could have bought, this would be my second choice because I love her painting. I love the freckling on Meek. I mean, Glee, sorry. I love the freckling here on Glee. She is so cute. I love her big smile. She is just, I mean, she is Glee, you know. I don't think, again, original outfit, we got a COA, but her face painting is just superb. It really kind of matches actually the Grimm that I decided to buy. That deep freckled look. I just really like it. She's got a curly red wig. Pretty sure she has some silicone earplugs as well. And there's her one of a kind. Yeah, you can see them there. Now this is Hope. Hope was a Dolls Magazine exclusive. She has been redressed, so this is not her original outfit. So she's been redressed. But it is, again, a professional outfit. So she was limited for, you can see there what her full set would have looked like. And there she is signed Hope by Connie. And then I wanted to do one without her wig on so you could kind of see the shading there and like the eye sockets basically of her, because that wig is a little, I think, overwhelming on her. I would probably re-wig her if I were going to keep her, just to put that out there, but I really think she's got such a sweet face. Bloomers are probably original. I'd like to say that, but maybe not. I'm not sure, but that's Hope. Now we've got Oops. Now Oops is definitely a secondary market, like professionally made dress, but look at her face. Isn't her face so, I love how far apart her eyes are and how sweet she looks. Like, and this purple dress is really pretty on her. I think it's the perfect look for her, honestly. It doesn't look bad at all, even though it's not her original. I think the tights might be original, though. Those little rainbow tights might be the original tights that she came with. So, and there's her COA for Oops. And there is the inside of her head cap, one of a kind. Now we've got Sprocket Poppet. She was a modern doll as well. That is her original hair bow. I know because I have her. One of her eyelashes has fallen off. You can see on that right eye, the eyelash is gone. But she has a professionally made dress as well. I think it's a really pretty professionally made dress. And then she's got, you can see her hand style as well. It's kind of like the little starfish hands. They kind of look like oyster crackers to me. But anyway, I love them. I just think they're adorable. Like, and I forgot to do video of the inside of her head cap, but here's a picture, MDCC Sprocket, so you can see that she is signed. Now, you see the magnets are also, they've come out and they're stuck to the other magnets. Now we've got Nip the Cat. Nip the cat is one of the ones that people are always after, and Nip has an original sleeper on, which is exciting. So I'm a cat lady. I have a Nip the cat, thank goodness, or I would have tried to buy this one. But I love the way the little paws are done. They have like little tiny claws coming out of the fingertips. So cute, and I'm so excited that this one comes with sleeper, and the eyes are actual cat eyes, and their Nip is San. And then lastly, today we have Red. Red was a modern doll. Red is about 12 inches tall. This stuff star, and you can see, similar to the Muddle that we had before, she's dressed very similarly. They actually coordinate very well. So if you got one, you might want to get both. Red is a doll I've actually seen a couple times in person. I kind of wish that Modern Doll would do Red again, because I would really like to get her. I can't get her now because, again, too much expenditure all at one time. The basket is an American Girl basket, so that's a replacement basket. It's not her original basket. It's Kirsten's fishing basket. I know everything about Kirsten, so I knew immediately when I saw it, like, this is not original. But here she is. Her ears are so cute. I did a second video because after I was like messing, I realized how adorable her ears are. I want to show that. And there she is, San, inside her head. I hope you guys enjoyed going through that, especially that Muddle and that Twig. My gosh, like, if I had all the money in the world, those would be in my pile of dolls that I'm buying too. Like I said, you don't get out of this unharmed if you're doing something like this. They're the best examples of those dolls I've ever seen. I love them, especially Muddle with her teeth. Oh my gosh. Anyway, let me know in the comments below which doll you saw today was your favorite. I will link a link to the spreadsheet for sale once I list them for sale. So you're watching this video on Friday. I'll link the link on Saturday. It'll also be on my Instagram. It'll also be on my Facebook. So you can peruse everything there. Check it all out. I hope that you guys will consider giving some of these amazing creations of artistry a new home. Connie is one of the most prolific art. I mean, going back to 2012, we're only covering like not even a third. Like, we're only covering a small portion of her year sculpting, and this is how many dolls we've seen already. We've still got a lot of dolls to go in the next 2 stages. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. Please consider giving one of them a new home, and we will see you in the next video for stage 2. Bye-bye.
I want to say a huge thank you to my patrons from Patreon: Lindsay S., Leah W., Doreen Z., Janice H., Mercedes W., Bear Sunflower, Diane B., Shorna R., Stephanie W., Shalane C., Louisa's Knickknacks, Marty G., Lynn P., Cindy L., and Sabrina A. Your support helps me continue making great dolly content. For more information on how you can become a supporter of this channel, please see the link in the video description. Thank you.